This is Terry Pegula, governor of the Buffalo Bills and Buffalo Sabres. In a new lawsuit filed by a former employee of the NFL, Pegula is accused of racism, along with Dallas Cowboys governor and big-time Republican donor Jerry Jones. It is brought by Jim Trotter, who has grilled the league on discriminatory practices in the past.
When we look at the league office, of the top 11 executives there are only 2 people of color. When we look at NFL Media Group, where I work, there is not one black person at the senior level in the newsroom who makes decisions about a league whose player population is 70% black.
Jim, listen.
I asked you about these things last year, and what you told me is that the league had fallen short and you were going to review all of your policies and practices to try and improve this. And yet a year later, nothing has changed. You know, James Baldwin once said that I can't believe what you say because I see what you do.
Trotter would be terminated by NFL Media Group. He has said he believes his questioning of Goodell and the Super Bowl pressers played a part in him no longer having a position. Trotter would appear on Peacock's Brother from Another and state, "I will have a lot to say about it at the appropriate time," which is not now. That was in March. Well, he has something to say now. Trotter filed a lawsuit against one of the most powerful sports leagues in the world, alleging racial discrimination and retaliation after his contract was not renewed earlier this year. Flashback to the NFL player protests with Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reid, after Donald Trump exclaimed, "Wouldn't you love to see the NFL owners say, 'Get that SOB off the field or he's fired' line?" NFL owners met at the league office on Park Avenue in 2018, and then they had a separate meeting with NFL players who represented the protests. Eric Reid would speak on it.
We established within the first 5 minutes of that meeting that we weren't there to negotiate an end to the protest. Terry Pegula follows up with, I've already lost 2 sponsors from my hockey team. We need to put a Band-Aid on this, and we need a black figurehead to do it.
He would accuse former safety in the NFL, Malcolm Jenkins, of being that figurehead. Terry Pegula, who has been governor of the Bills since 2014, per Reid's words, gave off a vibe, didn't he? Well, in Trotter's lawsuit, this line stood out. Pegula, owner of the Bills, stated in reference to player protests against racial injustice that if the black players don't like it here, they should go back to Africa and see how bad it is. In Trotter's suit, he states a fellow NFL media reporter recalled the convo they had with Pegula. A key is it's not just Trotter who heard this story. The reporter told approximately 40 other NFL media employees during a Zoom of Pegula's racist words. The question now becomes, who will come forward of those 40? In addition, Jerry Jones is alleged to have said, and I quote, "If blacks feel some kind of way, they should buy their own team and hire who they want to hire." The suit claims this came from Jones after Trotter asked him why there were so few black professionals in decision-making positions in the league. Jones was already in hot water for a litany of reasons, including a photo resurfacing of the Cowboys governor appearing on the side of a white mob, blocking the entrance to a school where black students were attempting to make their way. Both Pegula and Jones deny using any sort of language. Trotter also claims he was barred from discussing Jones's comments on air by his employer, the NFL, when John Gruden's emails came to light. For the Pegula comment, Trotter says he was advised by league officials that it was an HR matter, and that's the end of it. In a statement, Trotter would say, "The NFL has claimed it wants to be held accountable regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion. I tried to do so, and it cost me my job." Sandra Nunez, a VP overseeing the NFL Network's on-air roster, seen here, would ask if Trotter was in alignment with the NFL. He made it clear he wanted representation in the newsroom, especially decision-making positions. March 24th, per the suit, was the day Nunez told Trotter's representatives his contract would not be renewed. Notable, he is represented by the same law firm that is taking the NFL to court on behalf of Minnesota Vikings defensive coordinator and former Miami Dolphins head coach Brian Flores.